How's it going, YouTube? Thank you for checking out this brand new episode of Restorations with Vic. What I'm going to be working on today are these Stealth Orange Blaze Air Jordan 8s that I picked up on eBay not too long ago for a great price. Let's go ahead and inspect the shoe to see what's exactly wrong with it. The first thing I can see that it has is a lot of yellowing all around the sole. That'll come out with the Salon Care 40. It's going to need a full midsole repaint, reglue, touch-ups on the uppers, and of course a good deep clean inside and out using our Shoevenator holiday box. I'll explain what's inside the box in just a bit. This shoe is from 2007. It's not too old, but I do want to be careful with the cleaning process, so it's going to be a little more tricky, but nothing too hard. So guys, let's get started. In our holiday box, we have 3 2-ounce bottles of solution, all 3 brushes, stiff, soft, and medium, 6 wipes, and a towel. This is all we need to give this shoe a proper deep clean, as well as a shoe tree and a bowl of water. So like I mentioned, this shoe is from 2007. It doesn't make it too old, but it's old enough for there to be damage if I put the shoe inside the washing machine. If you guys remember the 2002 Bugs Bunny H restoration I did a few months ago, when I put them in the washing machine, the plastic tabs completely cracked. I have a feeling that might happen to this shoe. Then again, it might not. I just don't want to risk it. So we're gonna be giving this shoe a cleaning without the washing machine. So what we're gonna do is use all our products you see right here, use a sink as well to rinse out the insides and the uppers a couple times as we're cleaning the shoe. That way we get all the grime and dirt outside the shoe without having to use the washing machine. So let's go ahead and put this shoe to the side, grab our bowl of water. Obviously we don't need all 3 bottles of solution for this cleaning. We're just gonna grab 1 bottle, pop it open, and just add a couple of drops. These bottles are so cute. I can just pinch it. Also, let's take out our insole because it's gonna need a cleaning, and pop in our shoe tree. So we have our solution inside our bowl. The first brush we're gonna get started with is our soft bristle brush to start breaking down the dirt all over the uppers. So for the insides, guys, we're gonna have to spend a lot of time scrubbing since we're not putting it in the washing machine. What the washing machine does is it flushes all that stuff out of the insides and the outsides to get rid of the odors. For this situation, we don't have the washing machine. So what we're gonna do is do a lot of scrubbing, rinse it out, scrub, rinse it out in the sink. It's not to say we can't get the same results without using the washing machine. It's just gonna take a little longer. All right. We're also gonna want to do a lot of scrubbing on the tongue. The tongue is super grimy and dingy looking. As soon as I'm done scrubbing this tongue, we're gonna go to the sink and rinse it out. All right, so we're at the sink. Ignore the washing machine. We got something else in the wash. Let's go ahead and rinse it. All right, let's do some more scrubbing. So we're back from the first rinse. We'll do some more scrubbing on the insides at the end. Right now we're gonna focus on the uppers using our all-purpose medium brush. All right, so the uppers look good overall. Before we can move on to the next brush to clean the soles, we want to focus our attention on this Velcro area with the same brush. As you can see, it's under all the soap. Let me show you. So under the suds, the Velcro is pretty dingy. It's not white how it's supposed to be. So with the all-purpose brush, we're gonna do some scrubbing and bring it back to life. So I think the uppers are good to go besides the soft liner and the tongue. Now let's use the stiff bristle brush to clean up these soles. All right, so I think that's as clean as the soles are gonna get. The yellowing will come out later in this video when I use Salon Care 40. So now we're gonna jump back to the soft bristle brush to clean up the sock liner, the tongue, and the insoles. Go back to the sink, give it its final rinse, and then let the shoe dry. All right, so let's go outside, try to get some of this water out before we let it dry. The shoe overall came out really good for not having to put the shoe inside the washing machine. The insides came out great. I spent a lot of time on the insides. The tongue is back to white. The crease is almost out thanks to the shoe cheese and letting them dry. So now the next step in this restoration is to remove all the yellowing on the sole. It's gonna take a little while because I gotta do one side at a time. So it'll be this side, and then the bottoms. Using Salon Care 40 and Saran Wrap. After we remove the yellowing off the soles, we're gonna try to remove the yellowing off these plastic tabs using the Salon Care 40 as well. I've had very minimal results. We might get some, but it'll be very little, but we're gonna try it anyway. All right, Salon Care 40, Saran Wrap's applied. We're gonna put this shoe inside my indoor setup. Let's go. All right, so we're gonna leave it in there for about 2 hours, come back, flip it, come back another 2 hours, then put the soles under. All right, guys, so we got the yellowing off the sole. Let's go ahead and compare it to the before. As you can see, like magic, the yellow's completely gone. I did went ahead and try to put Salon Care 40 on this tab right here. It did absolutely nothing. I put them out in the sun for a good 2 hours. It did nothing. The next best thing you could do is paint over this tab and kind of redo the design. The problem with that though is it's really hard to recreate this. So I'm not even gonna bother. It's gonna look fake if I try to repaint that, and I don't wanna do that to the shoe. So we're just gonna leave it as is with the original look and move on to the next step, which is the separation on the toe box. First thing we gotta do is tape off the leather so we can use some acetone and cotton balls to remove the old glue. All prepped, ready to go. We're gonna retape one more time. Once this piece is fully taped up, we're gonna go in with Barge Infinity Cement, apply the glue, a thin layer on the upper and the sole. We're gonna keep them apart for about 7 minutes, then we'll clamp it together and it should be good to go. All right, we got the glue applied. I went ahead and removed the tape. Make sure you remove the tape right away. If you don't, the tape's gonna rip off the glue and it's just gonna ruin the glue job. So now we're gonna let it cure for about 7 minutes and then we'll clamp it together. Glue job's complete, guys. Everything lined up perfectly overall. This front area right here is pretty rough. I don't know what happened there. Easy fix. I'm gonna sand it down and then paint over it later. It's rough in that area anyway, so it's gonna have to get repainted anyway. Other than that, everything came out looking really good. Now on to the next step, which is some prep work. We're gonna focus on the midsoles right now. First thing we're gonna do is tape up the uppers so we can use rubbing alcohol and cotton balls to remove the paint. This shoe is from 2007. I don't trust acetone for this one, so we're gonna just rely on alcohol. Midsoles are fully stripped, guys. You don't have to get it down to the bare midsole. This is good enough. The majority of the paint's off, all the cracking's gone. As you can see, the midsole has a gray stained look. That's okay, that's down to the midsole. We're good to paint. Before I can do some painting though, while we're doing some prep work, we're gonna go ahead and remove the tape and start working on the uppers. The uppers have a lot of deep scratches, especially in the toe box. So what we gotta do to smooth it out is use some 1200 grit sandpaper. So pretty much what I'm gonna do is just kind of rip a piece and start with the toe box and kind of just gently sand in one direction. That should get rid of all this roughness, so when I go in with the paint, it looks overall pretty smooth. All done with the sanding, guys. Go ahead and check out that toe box. It's looking pretty ugly right now. We haven't laid down the paint yet. That's okay. So the next step we gotta do, using some acetone and cotton balls, is prep the uppers so we can lay down the paint. Alright guys, so we're making some progress here. I know I mentioned not to paint the leather cut. Unfortunately, I had to do it on the shoe. I was avoiding it at first. I was painting just the leather, but as I was doing it, it looked very unfinished. It looked very dirty. It just looked crappy. So I said, screw it. I'm painting the leather cut, and honestly, it looks a lot better. It looks a lot whiter. I'm glad I did it. It just shows you guys that, you know, some pairs you do want to do it on, other pairs you do want to avoid it. Certain shoes need it, others don't. All right, onto the straps. The majority of the uppers are fully painted. We still got to do some more touch-ups. Now for these straps, before I can start laying down some paint, as you can see on the edges, it's pretty frayed. So with these clippers, we're gonna give it a quick fade. Finally, white's good to go. I hate painting white because it takes so many layers, especially on a shoe like this that has a lot of white. But overall, they look a lot better. The white is glowing. I'm glad I went ahead and painted over the leather cut and the stitching, because if I didn't, it was just gonna look dirty still. So I'm glad I did that. So moving on with this restoration, we're gonna go ahead and remove the tape. Tape up all around the midsole, uppers and soles, so we can get started laying down the paint. Repaint's good to go. Check out those lines right around right here, nice and crisp. You already know how I do. Now, the next step you gotta do is remove the tape, go outside, spray the uppers and midsole with Cardinal Matte Finish. That way we can protect it. Alright, so we're all good to go. Let's go outside, spray with some Cardinal Matte Finish, and lace it up with these brand new white laces. Okay guys, that is gonna bring us to an end on this full restoration on these Stealth Orange Blaze 8s. let's go ahead and break down exactly how I got this shoe from looking like this to looking this. The first step I had to do was give this shoe a full proper deep clean inside and out. The shoe was disgusting and filthy all around. I used our holiday box set that includes our soft bristle brush, our medium bristle brush, and our stiff bristle brush. Each brush had a purpose on this cleaning. Our solution, wipes, and a towel all came in handy to get this shoe looking how it looks now. Once the full cleaning was done, I moved on to removing the yellowing off the soles. After that, I moved on to regluing the toe cap area. Everything around lines up except for this area right here. It's just a little rough looking. I tried my best to sand it out as much as possible. The paint covered up most of the damage, but you can still somewhat see it there. But overall, it looks pretty good. Once the reglue was done, I did a lot of wet sanding on the uppers. There was some heavy deep scratches in the toe box area. Same thing with the side panels. If you guys have deep scratches on leather and you guys are trying to get rid of, I highly recommend you guys using 1200 grit sandpaper with water. Simply grab some water, wipe it down. Super easy, you get it super smooth, and when you go in and apply the paint, it looks almost factory if done right. Once that was all done, guys, I sprayed it with matte finish. One thing I do want to mention that I did was touch up the 3M on this side. The 3M was pretty toasted. They don't make any 3M flexible paint. That's why I didn't use that kind of paint on this area right here. I used a really cheap trick, which is a silver marker. It's okay, it's a cheap fix. Either you can leave it as is, or you can use a marker, or you guys might have another method that I don't know of, but I just went with that. It's decent, not the best, I know, but you know, it kind of wraps up this full restoration. So make sure to head over to rejuvenator.com, guys, to purchase your holiday box set. Limited quantities only, so make sure to hop on it. Check out the description below to save some dollars. Also, I know I've been doing a lot of restorations on YouTube lately, specifically on Jordans. Let me know down in the comment section below what kind of shoes you guys want to see me restore. Air Maxes, New Balances, Pumas, Crocs, whatever. Let me know. This is Vic Almighty. See you guys next Monday.